Welcome back to the Chattergate podcast, where we discuss media in the forms of discussions and reviews. I'm your host, Frankie Thomas Hughes, and as I promised last week, I have a very special guest joining me today, who's begging me not to mention something, and I'm not going to mention it, but I was still cracking him up because I mentioned it before recording, and he's currently dying. Mr. Bearaputic himself, okay, Alex, because it's that festive time of the year. I mean, I kicked off December with not a really festive review, but just a movie review in general.
Mm-hmm.
But we're actually going to move into some more festive movies now. I mean, we've both got our festive jumpers on. You got your festive hat on. I could not find my Christmas hat. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I do offer you a Christmas tree in return.
Yeah,
with
something probably wearing your hat.
I mean, Grogu's got a little Christmas hat on.
Yeah,
Close.
very Christmassy.
It's close enough, isn't it?
Very Christmassy, yeah.
But yeah, so obviously we're going to be discussing a Christmas special today.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which released November 25th, 2022, before Christmas. Because America liked releasing Christmas stuff before December. I
mean, it could have been worse. It could have been October 25th.
It could have been like a lot of some of the like 90s and before Christmas movies, ones that are borderline Christmas, like the Christmas themed, but obviously you have your different opinions on if they're Christmassy or not, like Gremlins and Die Hard, like those type of ones, because those were actually released like summertime rather than actual Christmas time, which is why you always have that debate then of people arguing.
Oh, with Die Hard, is it Christmas or is it not?
Yeah. But this obviously is maybe like a week before the official start of December.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was released on Disney Plus as part of the Marvel presentation things they kept doing. I mean, I say kept doing, they've done 2 so far. This is the second one they've done. And the same year, they did like 2 months apart. Actually, a month apart. One came out for Halloween and one came out for Christmas. As I say, despite the fact not releasing technically in Christmas time. But obviously, we did the other one. Head and I covered that one back in 2022, which was the Wealth by Night special presentation one. And as I say, they then did the Guardians one, which technically speaking was kind of like a massive 40-minute marketing to go, hey, don't forget Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is out the next year.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is obviously a prequel to that, for the fact it obviously sets up the location, i.e. The reason why they're actually in this space, obviously this new where the base camp is, essentially, because this explains that obviously they brought it off the Collector, rather than just jumping into Guardians 3 and being like, why are they in this place? Why are they in nowhere now?
Yeah,
all of a sudden?
It's the intermission.
Yeah, so it kind of just explains that, and on top of that, it also kind of acts as the actual official deleted scene sequence from Guardians Vol 2, because in Guardians Vol 2 they actually revealed the Mantis plot twist in that, but they cut it and it just ended up as a deleted scene. But so this kind of serves as the official reveal of this is obviously Quill's sister, and they did it in a really nice way, to be fair, because obviously the whole thing itself, it's definitely like a throwback, like Christmas special, like these the really old TV show ones, or like we're using obviously the word holiday special as kind of throwback to like the Star Wars ones they did back in the day, like the really shitty ones. It's like one of those throwback type ones, because realistically it's the most basic fucking plot ever.
Definitely. Quill
is sad. They want to make him not sad on Christmas. Let's get him the one thing he wants the most for Christmas: Kevin Bacon. So obviously the whole film is special because it's only a 40-minute thing you can watch, which is it's a nice little bite-size thing. So obviously,
that as a bite size.
So obviously, it focuses on Drax and Mantis going to Earth, doing some shenanigans, and trying to kidnap Kevin Bacon. Which, it's a basic plot, but you read that to someone who obviously likes the Guardians movies, and obviously sees these two are the most comic relief characters available, and you say to them, "Oh, there's this special coming out. Drax and Mantis go to Earth and try and kidnap Kevin Bacon, while also doing a few other shenanigans along the way." You go, sign me up for that. It sounds like a fucking right laugh.
And it is.
It generally is really funny. It play as you said when we was watching it, like how like chaotic she is, like the fact that like one moment she's like really soft, really like nice, and then she can just like go really like Drax, like that sort of like deep in her voice, like
that heavy metal kind of.
Yeah, like that. Like
grunge.
They both play really well into that chaotic and fun nature. Because I mean, as I said, they go to Earth. They're trying to find Kevin Bacon. They get to like the Hollywood sort of area.
Yeah.
They're in those sort of the photo shoot areas where people are dressed up as like superheroes and stuff. And they end up taking loads of pictures, earning loads of fucking money. Drax beats up a GoBot because it murdered his cousin. I think it was his cousin. She said.
I think so.
Yeah, so obviously during like
a family member.
Yeah, during like obviously the sequence when she's taking like a picture, it just cuts like to the back and his head is punching this guy on the floor, which is funny. And I like the fact that the whole time they're just so confused because they would be. They're not. They've only been to Earth once. And that was during obviously the Endgame sequence when obviously they fought.
Yeah.
Thanos and obviously the army. That's the only time these two have really been to Earth, and that literally went to the most destroyed part of Earth at the time. So it's funny. It makes sense that they'd go to this area and be so confused.
Yeah, it's like going to a foreign country that you know nothing about, like even the language and that. You're just walking around like, what the fuck's going on
exactly.
here?
So obviously their reaction is to be confused, but they just go with it. And then you've got the human reaction. So the people see the spaceship at first, and because they've got this memory of what happened with Thanos and all that, and not just Thanos, but really all these other invasions over the years, they're freaked out. I mean, that woman's kind of like laughing, but like a scared kind of laugh at the same time. It's also like a cry. You know what I mean? It's like a weird laugh cry.
Yeah.
Weird. It's a weird reaction, but it's a reaction because Drax obviously forgets to set the fucking cloaking device until she points it out, and he just does that really sort of like lifts his hand underneath the switch.
It wasn't fucking subtle. Don't fucking give him credit for nothing.
It's just the fact that he's just like, yes, it's on. And she's like, I clearly just watched you click the button. That's clearly the most bullshit reaction.
Bro rolled a natural 1 when it came to stealth.
Natural 1. I think he somehow managed to get a 0. It's not even like on the dice, but somehow he got a 0. An unnatural 0 is how I like to call that.
Unnatural.
Because as I said, she clearly like points out, I saw you fucking click this button. So you're lying to me. So obviously, I like the fact that people when they're seeing them as an alien spaceship coming down, their reaction is fear. But then obviously, I like when obviously they see them as just people dressed up. Their reaction is, it's a normal reaction. It's Hollywood. You're in that area where people are dressed up as fucking Jack Sparrow, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Black Widow, GoBot, all these different fucking characters. So their natural reaction. Well, yeah, because they think Drax is Kratos from God of War, which, I mean, makes sense. It kind of realistically, give him a beard, and you could like say, yeah, this guy could easily play God of War. I mean, that'd be such a cool cast. I would endorse that casting, Dave Bautista's Kratos in the live-action God of War. I know he wants to do Gears of War, but fuck Gears of War. Give me God of War for Dave Bautista. But yeah, I love that whole sequence. It's so funny. I love when they actually get to this gay bar. Don't understand what the hell's going on, but they just go with it. Start having fun, drinks, dancing,
breathing steam.
Yep. And then obviously they go into the whole point of this movie, which is kidnap Kevin Bacon, which is probably the best part of this movie. It's just so fucking funny. I mean, you pointed out the fact that obviously they can both jump really high, but yet Mantis told Drax to throw her over the gate instead of just jumping over the gate.
Yeah, when they after like
buzzing the buzzer trying to get in,
they jump over it. I'm like, she jumps higher than the gate normally, so it's just
that whole sequence is just hilarious. I mean, for the fact that obviously they keep ringing the buzzer trying to get in, the fact that he just throws her over before she even finishes the conversation, them trying to steal the candy cane and the elf, or Drax's funny little man as he likes to call him, and then obviously of course breaking in, chasing him, and going on this like massive chase sequence which involves obviously police officers, Drax being tickled by bullets, throwing a car over on its side.
Didn't know the rules.
Exactly, they don't know the rules because they're not used to Earth, which makes sense that they would do something stupid like this. I mean, the whole idea of them getting a person that
as a
obviously
present.
as that
Yeah.
they don't know the rules of that's technically human trafficking or technically kidnapping at the same time. I mean, they kidnapped him and then human trafficked him, so they did both at the same time. They don't know the rules, so I like the idea of they're doing something what they see as a nice idea, but in reality is it's against the rules and it's naughty. So I like that. I say it's a really fun sequence, and then obviously when they eventually realise that Kevin Bacon's just an actor, it's just about them just berating actors. It's a bunch of actors slagging off actors as human beings, and that's funny to me. I saw your face as well when they made him do the British accent. You were just like, what the fuck? When he starts in the British accent, like, I'm in the army, I'm storming Normandy and shit like that. And it's just like...
It was so terrible.
There's no point in me putting a British accent on because I'm British. But obviously he puts on one of those really forced English accents.
It's the American doing the British accent.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad no matter what they do.
I feel like some can do it like really good, and you're like, that's actually really bad. But obviously, this is more because it being a fun thing, it's meant to be blatantly forced and bad.
Yeah.
So that's quite humorous. I mean, when he starts referencing Batman's also like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the whole thing's really good. I mean, they got like 2 big music numbers as well. They kick off a music number and kind of end on a music number. Obviously, that's just to pad out the runtime very clearly. But they're fun little music numbers. Obviously, very heavy rock, the first one, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's the last one's more like sort of, yes, there is that rock sense to it, but it's more, chilled compared to the first one. And obviously, it involves Kevin Bacon, that one does, so that's even funner. It's just like, it's just like,
funner.
Yeah, even funner.
Is that a word?
Funnier, would you want me to say instead?
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, it's overall a really well compacted holiday special that obviously even incorporates animation. Yeah, it's not the best animation.
It's cell animation, isn't it?
Oh, sorry.
It was cell. Am I quiet?
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say, yeah, it seemed like cell animation, like drawn. Yeah.
And say it's not obviously. You can understand probably why they went for more of a lower quality animation because I mean they're not going to fucking push out this massive fucking brilliant looking sequence for like 5 seconds because I mean it's literally like a minute sequence if that both ways. That's just there to give a prequel to the special in the sense of setting up the reason regarding Christmas, but obviously there's more to it than that. But also there's the prequel sense of it gives the origin story to why Yondu collects the little collectibles.
Yeah.
And also the origin story to Pete's blasters. So the little sequences that, though I say, aren't the best of animation, but they're there to serve a purpose, which is to set up, as I said, the special itself, and also just 2 things we've seen in the past in Guardians. Well, obviously both Guardians movies, really. And Guardians one specifically regarding the Yondu collectible situation.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's a throwback special that's really fun at doing what it's supposed to do, which is just be fun.
Yeah, it's just meant to just bring you Christmas cheer.
It's just something they clearly did, obviously, while working on Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, we can work on something at the same time, because I know there's a few things that do tend to do that. They tend to like film like multiple things at once. So now, for example, the new Predator movie that comes out next year, obviously the Predator Badlands, I think it's called, which is it's not a sequel to the last Predator movie, but obviously it's it's made by the same person. Obviously, at the same time as him making that movie, the live action one, he works on an animated anthology series as well. That's gonna go out next year as well. So he's got, obviously, at the same time as him filming the live action movie, he obviously was also working on, during production, a animated feature as well. Which I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And that's kind of what this is. It's kind of basically, obviously, while James Gunn was working on Guardians Vol 3, he was also dishing out this Christmas special, which I say worked as both as a marketing tool for Guardians 3 to basically go, yeah, got this coming out soon. Worked as obviously just a Christmas special in general, just to have a bit of fun with. Worked as a way of slowly bolstering this Marvel special presentation thing that they sort of brought out and haven't really done too much with. So they've only done 2 so far, but apparently there's like some others in the works. So I'm interested to see where they go with that. And it also works as a way of bolstering Disney Plus content.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it works on like multiple different levels, which, you know, for something like this, which is very small, that's cool. Like, it's able to do these multiple different purposes. Particularly be this festive Christmas special, which is what you want it to be. And with every Christmas special, you want to feel Christmassy. You want to have fun with it. And I feel like this ticks those boxes easily. As it's got the setting. Obviously, you see all these Christmas lights, Christmas decorations. Heck, you even get like an end credit scene where Groot's got all Christmas decorations on him because they're trying to turn him into a giant tree. But obviously, it's Groot, and he's just like, though he's built like a fucking bodybuilder, he's actually only a child.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I love of Groot. He's like a teenager, isn't he?
Yeah.
I love the fact though he's kind of built like a wrestler. You have to admit, he's kind of built like Batista back in the day. But obviously he's still just a child. Which is funny. I love the fact that they managed to get all the cast as well for this. And I feel like that's what makes it work. I feel like if they didn't get the cast, well, first off, it wouldn't work in live action. You'd have to go animated easily.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a full animation special, like the What If series, but the fact they haven't got the entirety of the cast available, so they have to use other voice actors, it makes sense then being an animated thing. So it's cool that they managed to get on. But to be fair, for the fact that they were, as I more likely filming Guardians at the time, it made it's easy enough to go, okay, we're going to take a bit more time here because we've got this pretty much nailed in. We're going to film this extra. It's like an extra 40-minute thing. So, yeah. Let's say for the second Marvel presentation, it's good. I don't think it's as good as their first one. Where Up By Night for me is far superior. That's because that works as an actual film. Obviously, it was its own standalone project. It didn't have to connect to these other things. It worked its own thing of being this more horror-focused project, which itself was also a throwback like this. So this is a throwback to holiday specials. That was a throwback to like this old school black and white monster movies universe, like Dracula, Frankenstein. Where I say this is more the throwback to the old school holiday specials, or just like TV show specials, which is pretty cool. Because as I say, every TV show, majority of TV shows tend to have some sort of festive special happen at some point. Whether it being animated or whether it being a live action TV show, most tend to have some sort of. They usually have specials regarding all the holidays. But Christmas, obviously, since we're at Christmas, would be a big talking point. There's no point talking about that Easter special I had. Oh, that was great. But obviously, I say shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine have done it. Shows like Pokemon, they've done it, because obviously I know you brought Pokemon up before recording. They've done it. Marvel themselves have done it with a lot of their animated projects. Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers Assemble, the Guardians of the Galaxy series. I think Hawkeye into Smash might have had a Christmas special. Don't quote me on that one. So all these other shows that obviously that also Marvel have at some point in their run chucked out a Christmas special. That's just like a random throwaway thing. That isn't really integral to their plot. Whereas this, though it's not integral to the Guardians plot, it is and it isn't. So obviously it is in the sense of it gives you those little explanations to stuff from the past, obviously how they got this, how they got that. And as I say, it gives that explanation then to why they have why they have control over it now, rather than just trying to shove the explanation somewhere in the actual movie. Especially with the Guardians movie, the third one, its full focus being Rocket and obviously his struggles. It would have felt weird them trying to throw in, the whole explanation of why they have nowhere. I know it's only like a couple of lines. It was literally like a little, like, oh, we brought up the collector. I know it's like just that, but knowing obviously Guardians Vol 3 off the top of my head, I don't see where that line would have fitted in anywhere, because that movie literally kicks off with Quill being depressed, kind of like this.
Yeah.
And then pretty much gets straight into the action. So I don't know. I can't picture where they'd throw in the line of why they have this, and why obviously they're in control of the situation there. So it makes sense that they try and find a way to cram it in beforehand, because it's kind of like Guardians 2.5. And on top of that, the Mantis reveal, because obviously, if I remember correctly, obviously that's a talking point. They do mention it in the third movie. In my mind, it's been like a year since I watched it last, but in my mind, I think I remember them talking about it. So again, it makes sense then to not just have that as like a random thing where people be like, "Wait, what?" Obviously, if you didn't watch this special, you'd probably be like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
But if you're smart enough to caught up and gone, okay, let's watch this beforehand. Obviously, you've got that explanation there, because as I say, they cut it from the Guardians Vol 2 movie. So I swear, I don't think the conversations between Mantis and Peter, I think it is her and Drax again, which is why she says to him that's secret, despite him though talking about a random other thing, and she's like, no, not that. Zarg nuts. So I'm guessing, though it technically was not seen on screen, I'm guessing that sequence is technically still canonical.
Canon, yeah.
Despite not actually being a part of the movie properly. So it is called. I do like that sometimes. Obviously, it's a deleted scene, but it's still canonical. Like it just didn't make sense anywhere in the movie. But I like the fact that, especially when you watch this, you can go back and rewatch that and go, oh, okay, so that's the sequence she's specifically talking about, is this moment here when she explained to him that obviously her dad was Ego. So I do like that. And so I do like the fact that I managed to get obviously Kevin Bacon for this, because it's like one of the big talking points of Quill's time in the MCU.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, even mention the fact in the first movie, he saved the galaxy by dancing because of Kevin Bacon in Footloose. I mean, in Infinity War, the fact that he talks about Footloose being the greatest movie of all time, but as Peter says, it never was. Like, for the fact that this actor, obviously and the characters he plays are such an integral part of his obviously build of a character, it's cool that they actually managed to get the actor to to appear as himself.
Definitely. Would have been funny if there was an actor who played him.
What, and when obviously they're taking pictures, obviously there's some guy pretend to be Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Or they actually, instead of actually say getting Kevin Bacon, they just get some random guy, like an impersonator.
Yeah.
That would have been. I don't know if that would that have been more funnier, or is it funny they actually got Kevin Bacon?
I don't know.
Is it one of those situations where it works both ways? Like, it's funny they got Kevin Bacon, but it kind of would have been funny as well if it wasn't Kevin Bacon, but it was an actor playing Kevin Bacon, talking about the fact he's an actor playing other characters. I'll tell you what, though. It's lucky Quill got abducted in the 80s. Obviously, and he had the knowledge of like Footloose behind him. Because if Quill got abducted early 2000s, I don't think he would have had the same love for Kevin Bacon. Because obviously the film Hollow Man was out in the early 2000s, and he plays like an invisible rapist in that. So I don't think he would have got like the exact same opinion of Kevin Bacon after that, watching that version of him. Basically, there's a film in the early 2000s called Hollow Man, which is basically like the Invisible Man. The idea of someone going invisible. It's basically that, and he's like conducts experiments, and he turns himself invisible. But he kind of the experiments kind of fuck with his brain a bit too much, and he kind of goes serial killer mode. But there is a whole sequence when basically he does that to someone. So that's what I'm saying. It's lucky he got abducted when he did, and had the knowledge of nice Kevin Bacon and not the bad Kevin Bacon. I mean, the only downfall is he never got to witness Tremors, which is also another good Kevin Bacon movie. Because they could have made a joke of him slaying a giant worm. But, it is what it is. At least they didn't have to talk about him, being that invisible guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, I say it's just one of those things where I feel like it worked both ways. It would work both.
Definitely.
And I say it does they say what you need it to do for a holiday special. Ticks all the boxes. It's fun, Christmassy, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
And I say I kind of want to see them doing more like this, like these ones that are kind of they do at the same time as filming the other movies, like these random. You always do that because my camera always does that for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah,
I didn't do anything. You don't know what you're about.
I saw your reaction. My camera fuzzed out. But yeah,
I never know if it's like PC or not.
No, it's Discord. It doesn't do it anything but Discord, so I don't know why it does it. But yeah, I kind of like imagine seeing like not even just like a Christmas special, like another kind of special.
Yeah.
Like for example, like
Easter.
when we had Multiverse Madness recently. So obviously recently, like 2 years ago, the same year obviously as this came out. Imagine at the same time they did like especially being Doctor Strange being spooky. Imagine they did like a Halloween special.
Yeah.
At the same time, like a 40-minute Halloween special where something happened and they had to deal with it, like, and they had like this spooky time with it. Like that would kind of be interesting. So I kind of would like to see them try maybe more like this, even if it's just more holiday specials, as long as they do it right. And I feel like just like this, as long as they get the actual filmmakers from behind the actual projects, for the fact this is actually directed by James Gunn, I feel like that works for me. And I say it would work with a lot of other projects if it was done right. Yeah. Because this is the second time Marvel have done like some festive, Christmassy wise, other being Hawkeye, and both have worked in their own ways. Of either expanding a character or setting up something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it'd be nice.
Right then, what do you want to give it rating wise?
I didn't know it was doing ratings.
I'll let you go first.
Out of what? 10 or 5? It's between a 7 or an 8.
You going that low, are you?
It's not that it's low. It's just, you know.
It's nothing amazeballs.
Yeah. There's something that, like, jumps out at you. It's just I was going to say it's a generic one, but it's not generic. It's
definitely not generic. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where someone tries to kidnap Kevin Bacon.
It's different. But at the same time, yeah. Like, if it was something that I don't know what I'm on about. I was gonna say, like, if it was something that like the movies couldn't do without, then that would have made it higher. But like, I get it's just like it can be skipped and that, and nothing really misses out really.
I can see the cogs moving in the brain of yours trying to figure it
out. Shut up. I'll be generous and go with the 8.
Okay, bang on an 8.
Bang on 8.
Bang on 8.
Bang on 8.
Oof. Hearing your definition, then, I'm going higher than you because I love the Guardians part of the MCU. I find them, and I feel like they've improved every movie.
Particularly
with the last movie they did. The last movie they did was outstanding. Guardians Vol 3 was like the best of the 3 easily. But I agree and disagree with the whole what you said of you can skip it. I feel like if you did, obviously, I agree with that. Obviously, yeah, you can kind of just skip it and jump straight into 3. But then at the same time, because of the whole Mantis and Peter reveal, at the same time, I was like, but that sequence alone, I'm kind of like, no.
No, I know. It's one of them, isn't it?
It's one of those ones where you can and you can't.
Yeah.
There's stuff in it, like the fact, obviously, how they all run nowhere now. Obviously, you got Cosmo there, you got Kraglin. Like the fact that everyone's there, and on top of that, how Groot's grown up now.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where you just look at it and it's like, I can understand the mindset of, yeah, skip it. But at the same time, it's like, but there is a few little details that are kind of useful. and obviously I say integral, but the integral one really would be the brother sister reveal.
Yeah.
But most it's just useful, not integral. Like you can just kind of get away with some of it. So it's one of those ones where I agree and disagree at the same time with you in that. But I'm gonna disagree on rating. I'm gonna give this a bang on 9 because it's a good throwback holiday special. I don't think it's as good as that other special, the Halloween special, the obviously We're Up by Night one. I don't think it's as good as that. That one I gave a 10, so definitely not as good as that.
Yeah.
And obviously, yes, it probably is the weakest of the Guardians quadrilogy, essentially, because it's kind of in there. It's the weakest of them because obviously it's basic. There's not much to it, but I think it's salvaged by the way it does the throwback stuff correctly, the humor in it, and the fact that they give Mantis and Drax this time to just be chaotic. I feel like that makes this special even fucking better for me. But I can see where you're coming from as well at the same time, so I can understand your mindset. So obviously an 8 and a 9 very easily. I definitely didn't give it a 9 as well, just to make it easier on me trying to round it. An 8 and a 9 very easily gives this Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special the Chat Cave overall rating of 8.5 out of 10. I'm actually going to bring back some old, it's festive. It's that time of year where you're generous, and I'm going to be generous enough to bring back the old segment of favourite moments and MVPs.
Warn me, man.
And that's why I say generous, because I like fucking with Alex.
Warn me. Oh my god.
Don't worry. The next one we do, which is obviously the possible animated TV special, we won't do it for that. It'd just be for movies and overall TV shows, not just like an individual episode or something. But because this is close enough to a movie, so we'll go with the MVP part of it. And I feel like there's two people that they have to. You can't have one without the other. Exactly, and I feel like in that sense we just get rid of the runner-up for this. There is no runner-up.
Yeah, it's just
Drax and Mantis.
Yeah, they can bicker about who wins.
It's such a good partnership. They bounce off each other so well with banter, with just verbally abusing each other. I mean that one sequence alone summed it up for me. The one when she goes to him, he goes, "Oh, I left my funny little man inside." "Oh, but Kevin Bacon's got away. But my little man, what do you want? You like Peter, don't you?" "Yes." "Would you like him to be happy or have a funny little man?" And he's there for like a good 30 seconds going, "Funny little man." And she's like, "No!" Like that sequence alone there made it for me. The fact that he had to think for 30 seconds, do you want love Peter or get a funny little man? And it's the fact that he ends up going with the funny little man. Obviously, he doesn't get it at that point. So later on, when he opens the presents, and as soon as he opens the present, you see his face. You know what's in that box, and he just pulls out the funny little elf. So I feel like they just work so well together.
Oh, definitely.
It kind of reminds me of these buddy cop type fucking movies. Say the other guys, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and they bounce off each other so well with just everything. And these two just work so well whilst trying to kidnap Kevin Bacon. I would say beloved actor, but we all know he's more famous now for his EE adverts.
Yeah, that's what I said. How it's gone so well for him going from EE to Marvel.
Because we both know he's more famous for E at the moment than he is his movies. But yeah, so I just feel like those two deserve to be MVPs.
Yeah.
And that obviously brings us to the favourite moments. For me, it's just the kidnapping Kevin Bacon sequence. The whole sequence is so funny. From them just knocking trying to get in normally by ringing the bell to breaking in and then having to leap over obviously the bushes to get him, and then obviously the police trying to stop him and failing. That is such a good sequence. Especially the scene when Mantis is in the house and she's kind of leaping on the banisters, but it's obviously very clear CGI. She's like a wild animal fucking running after him. That whole sequence alone is so fucking hilarious. There's so much to love from the start of the sequence to the end of the sequence. So for me, it's just the whole kidnap Kevin Bacon is my favourite moment of this special.
See, I was originally gonna say like Cosmo and Raccoon, Cosmo and Rocket's interactions.
When these obviously they're fixing the sign or whatever it is, they're fixing obviously.
Yeah,
kind of
I just love Cosmo and Rocket, but I think the bar scene was a pretty good one.
It's like it's part of that time of the movie of this special when they're just kind of just going crazy and there's not really the actual plot going on of kidnap Kevin Bacon. It's just them going on side quests and earning money, or in this case, spending money. That's basically is. This is basically me in video games. You get given a proper quest. In this case, kidnap Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, but then shiny.
But you just get so distracted by everything from either just like a side mission that's along the way or just collectibles lying around. I mean, I've done it recently. I was recently playing Dragon's Dogma 2, and I was given a quest of follow these guys to the capital. I was like, okay, but every time I started walking, I kept turning, going, there's like a little like side bit there. I wanted this treasure around there, and I kept going around and like fighting different monsters and like unlocking treasures, and I was doing that for like 5 minutes straight. It took me about 20 minutes to get to the actual part of the mission, which is the end of it, which is, I was just like, I took that long doing these random side things that when they were like, we're going, you can either go your separate ways or you can join us in the cart. I was like, I feel like if I go my separate ways, I'm going to spend about half hour fucking trying to just not get there. So I went, I'm going in the cart. So you just kind of sit back, goes through like a little black screen, and comes back out. It's like, we need you to fight again. You do some fighting, and it's just like pans back. It's like you can go again, go separate ways, or come with us on the cart. And again, I was like, I feel like if I don't go in the cart, I'm gonna spend too long getting to this place. I'm going on the cart.
Yeah, it's the same with me with video games. I ain't gonna go over examples because, what
Pokemon. There's your example. Like you got the main part where you go into like a gym or something.
I was gonna go Genshin, but yeah, Pokemon works.
Yeah, you go into like a gym or something, but you spend like so long fucking just catching Pokemon along the way. You keep stopping, just battling people and catching Pokemon there. Like you for a simple from start to finish, like start your town, your gym's the next town over. You'll spend about half hour to an hour, not even like going there, like stop, start, doing all these side activities.
I mean, I don't even need anything to like distract me. I'm distracting myself. I'm distracting myself right now. I'm doing this, and I'm also sorting stuff out for like later.
So I mean, that's basically what this special is. It's them having a proper quest, but doing a little side quests along the way to obviously to fill out the runtime. Because I mean, realistically, the 20 minutes it would take for them to do a plot of them kidnapping Kevin Bacon. So they kind of got to pad the runtime. But obviously, they do that with the animated sequences, the musical sequences, and then, of course, the little side quests of them, which makes sense for their characters because they don't know anything of what's actually going on. So they're just physically they don't even know it's a gay bar. They just go in there because, they just think, could Kevin Bacon be in there?
Yeah.
They're going to obviously, we're looking at it and going, they're going to a gay bar looking for Kevin Bacon, right? But obviously, they're just going, he might be in here. Reality is not, but so that's them doing side quests. But to be fair, their side quests do lead to the main quest, which is what works for this special. So them earning money at the the photo shoot, obviously taking pictures on the street. Obviously, when they went into this bar, they're able to buy the drinks, get people obviously having fun and everything. But then when they came out of it, what was next to the bar? That fucking little store where they had the maps to tell you where celebrities were. So it all does connect.
They get results.
Exactly. It may be side quest, but the side quests give the results to get to that main quest. So it is random side stuff, but it still connects into the plot. So that's why I think this works for me as well. So obviously, you're going with the gay bar sequence.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, that is very close. I mean, it is quite a funny sequence. I mean, the burp, the sequence is just like spitting fucking like steam out of her mouth, and then goes more. That is, I agree. That's good. So yeah, I think that obviously covers everything. And well, that's it then. Obviously, put your thoughts on the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special in the comments below. And obviously, you can check out the other festive podcasts we've done in the past. I mean, last year alone, we did Hawkeye, Krampus. I did Gremlins. And I think the year before, Connor and I may have covered like not like movie reviews, but obviously we spoke about festive stuff. So you got all
just
these.
Remember we did Grinch.
That was on Dragon and Bear Show. Yes, we did.
Oh god, that was a long time ago.
I will link all these festive specials in the comments below, so if you want to check those out.
Playlist of them.
You know what, Alex? Especially for Christmas, what I'll do, I'll make a playlist for it, and every Christmas I'll unprivate it and make it public. Makes sense. I mean, like how Disney Plus has the Christmas catalog available or a Halloween catalog available. You know what, Alex? I'll do that. I'll make a playlist for it and I'll link it. Obviously, the playlist will only work from, maybe mid-November, because, it's what reality is now for people.
No. If you want to go with how times go, you're going to start doing the Christmas thing around June.
Oh, yeah. So June we'll start, obviously probably like November time, but obviously the link will be active and it'll run pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll probably run it into like the first week of January or something like that. Yeah. Second week of January. So I'll have a go at doing that in a bit, Alex. So by the time this video goes out, there will be a festive playlist with all the festive podcast reviews we've done, just the discussion ones we've done. We've got some gaming ones. They'll be in there as well. So anything festive will be on there. Thanks for that little note there, Alex.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm here to help.
Exactly. Thank you. I'll get onto that in a bit. So yeah. You can check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Obviously, don't forget to check out Alex on Twitch and YouTube. Just got to search for
TikTok and
Bearaputic.
Yep, Bearaputic.
Obviously, that link, as always, will be in the description below as well. Let's say you can see him live stream at the same time on Twitch and YouTube. He does both at the same time. Obviously, he has shorts on TikTok. So, yeah, you can check him out on there. And yeah, I feel like that covers everything. Obviously, he's back for the next episode of the podcast as well. We're just going to work out the kinks of what we're doing. We have a few little ideas. So, no, you're not allowed to be let out just yet, Alex. You're mine for now. So, yeah, obviously, thank you for joining me today, Alex.
No problem.
And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.